Okay, all right. So this is what I want to share. Did that work? Yes, okay. And if I take that away, that should, all right. Oh, I love it when it works. So what I'm showing you here is this is just a practice sheet. And my point of showing a practice sheet is the birds don't come fully formed out of my head, and they probably won't come fully formed out of your head either. It takes a lot of practice. And here you can see I was trying out this bird. I wanted to, how did the tail go? I was working on swallows. I rather like this. It's sort of the diva of the ballet group. She's it's very sweet. And then when I get tired of doing that, I'll do chicks. And I'll do chicks all around the paper. So it's fun. And what I want to encourage you to do is when you get bored, stop what you're doing and do something else. And if that means chicks, or down here I had a chick that didn't seem like it was going to work, so I put it on some water, which of course made me then paint a duck head. Just let these things happen. We're going to do practice, and if you're like me, I'm very disciplined, and I also get bored, and my chi goes down and down because I'm not allowing that flow of energy. What I'm doing at that point is copying, and I'm trying to get it as accurately as I possibly can. So let me move my other computer off here. And I'll show you some other poses. So here you will see every time there's the egg, broad shoulders narrowing down, shoulders narrowing down to the top, which is where the tail comes off. Same thing here. It's on the side, but again, you can see that the tail is, I'll tighten that in a little, maybe. I can bring that in a little bit. Yes. Each time there, you see the egg. And the egg is up here as well. Now, what I prepared, so somewhere here. Yes. So I was playing with the eggs, the egg motif, and there I've done it in charcoal. And I really recommend you give yourself guides. So here I actually traced this on an egg this morning. I ate an egg and then I traced an egg. And so I know that this is an egg. Now, some eggs would be a little more elongated at that end, and some of them are almost round or almost oval. But what you want is you want it to be wider at the shoulder. So then I did some freehand things, and then now I'm going to check. Did I get that? Yeah. Okay, that's not showing, so that must be right. Over here. Yes, okay, I can line it up. I did these freehand. So what I suggest you do is practice doing some egg shapes so that you will know for sure that's where you need to go. Now the tail will come out here. Professor Jew used to say, if the tail goes down, the bird is tired. Well, No, the bird is probably in a different position. Um, we have mockingbirds and wagtails where the tail goes up and often just flips. You can see it moving because it twitches. That's what the bird does. The tail, it also will go up or it may go all the way down depending on how the bird is flying. Is the bird going to go this way, or is it going to go down here and it's going to hover? So I'll let you into a secret. It can go any way you like. You learn the basics, which is the egg shape and where the head goes and where the tail goes, and we'll look at the arms, the feet. Now, if you envisage starting here, this is the hips. You can feel your own hips. They're down there around your bottom. If you go this way, here's the knee of the bird. Then you come down, here's the calf, and we've reached the foot. And what that is the ankle. And then there's an elongated foot bone, which leads to the toes. So if you find yourself making an angle going that way, you've created the knee here. The knee is it's inside the skin level, the feathers. If you see water birds, you'll see quite a long line, but you will see a joint in the middle, and that's that same joint. So using my sketches here, that paper's not quite big enough. Have a bigger piece. Incidentally, you can use single shrun, which I'm using here, or you can use double shrun. Some artists do their birds in using sized paper. That would be more Lingnan school. You may be familiar with this artist. I think this is Oshi Young. And this artist is painting on sized paper. That's how you can get these effects. Hard to get these effects if you're working on a porous or permeable paper. So just remember that when you're following a model, if the model is done on a different kind of paper, you may not be able to reproduce the strokes. The shape is good. See, there's your oval, there's your egg, and then the tail coming off the top there, and the head. In this one, the body is in front from where we're looking, and the head is tucked under a bit. So she would do that shape first, and then after that she would put the head in. But Professor Ju would always teach doing the eye and the beak first, and I think it's probably the easiest. Oh, I can't bear to do that. I have to put that aside. My problem is that if I have something under the paper, then I'm copying, and that becomes hard for me. So I've got my, let me get rid of these, not that one. I have to find the right mouse, that mouse. Okay, let me see if I can, yes, I can do that. Excellent. Okay. So now I can see. So over here I've got liquid ink, and these days I mostly use liquid ink. I'm 77 and there's not that many years left, and I'd rather not spend them grinding the ink. When we went to China, many of the master artists that we watched, they were using the liquid ink. When we went to Taiwan, they ground their ink. So, you know, you could be Taiwanese or you can be Chinese today. So, okay, I'm just zooming in a bit. Right. Now, I'm right-handed. I know that Martin is left-handed, and maybe several others are left-handed as well. So you may find the bird with the beak looking that way easier than the bird with the beak going that way. I'm going to do the beak first. There's the nostril. And for the eye, I've done a circle. I usually do 2 strokes, and then a circle inside as well, leaving a little bit of white. And that's the light bouncing off the eye. And then Professor Ju would put like an eyebrow, an arch of the eye, and he would say that gives the bird spirit. I don't know that it gives it spirit, but that's just the way it's done. So circle like that, another circle like that, and then that over the eye. The beak.
Virginia, is it for any kind of bird?
Oh, is that Masha?
Yeah, hello, everyone.
Hello, Masha. Um, for any kind of bird, yes. If you were doing like a crane, obviously your beak would be longer, but it would be the same thing. The head is like that, and the eye up there. The Chinese tend to exaggerate the size of the eye. That's the fashion these days. It doesn't have to be that big, but if that's what pleases you, make it big.
Thank you.
So you could do this one, you know, saying that this bird has a white head. You could do that. And then you would have a little bit of neck showing. Then I'm going to take some brown. And this is chips. Sometimes I use the tube. This happens to be some very nice chips that seem to melt well. So I'm going to get a little bit of brown on my brush. And now we want the shoulder. Now the egg is here. It's slightly slanted. So you can see I'm making a slightly larger bird so that this will come down here and that will come like that. Now for the belly line here, you can do it two ways. You can put color in or gray in like that, and you will be turning your brush so that the point is on the outside. Or you can just do some little strokes. I'm going to do this way this time, or we'll do something else on the next one. So this will be the neck of the bird. And you can fill that in with color later if you want to. You can certainly give it a little neck. And it's always when it's gray, it's got to start running a bit. So you may need to.
Virginia,
Yes,
are you using two brushes? Did you switch from the brown to
I did.
ink? You
Yeah.
did?
Yes, this one's a smaller brush. This one's quite a big brush.
Yes.
Professor Jew would always use a big brush that had a good point. And this brush is a fairly new brush. It's the peony brush from Oriental Art Supply. So it's mostly soft brush. This one is more pointed, it's smaller. I like this one for the legs or the beak.
Thank you.
Because if I use the big brush for the legs and the feet, it may look like the bird is wearing wellies.
Right.
So just to be sure, I tend to switch to that brush. So now here we can start filling in these feathers. But first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some feet. So the feet will be in front, losing some hair on that. This is what they say. You envisage the heart of the bird, sort of like that. And then what you want to do is a triangle for the feet. But the feet must not, unless the bird is doing acrobatics, which it could be doing, you don't want the foot to go further out than the edge of the chest. So that means that I would do one foot. I look at it and go, okay, so maybe the other one will be about here.
Virginia, I hate to ask another question. How can I remove the panel of people below my screen so I can see your full view?
Right. Yes. Go to I know how I did it. Are you on a computer? Your laptop?
iPad,
Yes.
the iPad.
An iPad. Yes, that's fine. Should be, if you click, I think on the picture of yourself on the right hand side, you'll see three dots.
I see an icon above the picture of myself.
If you hover over of yourself, and you should see three dots.
Okay.
And do you see the three dots?
No. Let's see.
It's maddening, isn't it?
I'll put a vertical orientation. Maybe I can figure it out that way.
Yes. Under gallery view, or maybe Masha. Masha is usually very good at this sort of thing. Masha, can you help her?
Yeah, I don't know how it would be on the iPad. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, see, now I have everybody, so that's not it.
Yeah.
Lose it. Oh dear, speaker view.
Yes.
Thank you, Virginia. Thank you.
Excellent. Good. All right. So here we are back with this bird. We have got the heart there. We've got the triangle so that it's standing firmly. And then here we can add some more feathers of the wing. And so this is the shoulder. That's one layer of feathers. I have studied John Law's Book of Birds. It's brilliant. He does mostly colored pencil drawings of birds, absolutely accurate. And I have to say the Chinese are not particularly accurate. So don't feel that you have to to be anatomically correct. So then what I'm going to do is some bigger feathers, like that. Now the branch that the bird is on is going to be here. So what we're missing is the tail. So the tail, because the bird is at an angle, the tail will also be at an angle and will come out here. So I'm going to put a little bit of gray on my brush. And underneath the tail of the bird, let me draw it for you over here. So imagine you've got the tail and here's your egg. Well, this part of the egg will actually extend here, and that's the muscle that allows the tail to move. And you'll see the reason I told you that later. So here, I'm going to come down like that. So that is what I've just told you about there. That's what we're seeing. And then you can put a little bit of color on your brush. It can be brown, it can be black, it could be a combination of the two. So you want to show just the outside feathers, like that. And if
So
you,
the length of the tail will be whatever you want to be, right?
yes, the thing to know about a bird is when it's perching, when you see it from the front, it looks like it's upright. But if you see it from the side, it's actually at that angle. That's the head, and it's going to be like that. So that the branch, which will be here, you see how the bird is angled. So you won't see the full length of that tail because the bird is at an angle. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Now you might think, well, you know, the wing would come down a bit further, but you can just put a little bit of wing in there. You could also go back to here and put a bit of color in if you wanted. Any color you like. I happen to have some orange left over on my saucer here, so I'm just going to try putting a little in like that. The beak could be yellow, it could be blue, it could be gray, or it can be orange, it can even be green. Cranes have a sort of a greenish tint to their beaks. So I'm going to put a little bit of yellow in. And you may notice I've left a little gap here of white. That's to show a highlight. And if that doesn't show on yours, it doesn't matter. You can also put a little bit of color in the eye, like that. How is everybody doing? Remember, you can press the space bar if I'm not hearing you. You can press the space bar, and you will be unmuted.
Rubbish.
Good.
Oh, that's good, Anne. Rubbish. Yes. Okay. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing, so you can show me some of the things you created.
Oh dear.
Okay. So, let's see if I go up to a different view. I'll go to gallery. Oh, yes, I can see everybody now. All right. So, okay, Anne, you spoke up, so hold it up.
Oh dearie me. Oh,
Oh, that's good. Hold it up a bit higher, a bit higher. That's it. Yes, lovely. Nothing wrong with it at all. It's lovely.
a bit evil in comparison to yours.
Yes, that's fine. It's good to have an evil bird. Your birds need to have personality, spirit, and of course, yours, Anne, will always have lots of spirit. So I think that's lovely. Anybody else like to show me what you've been doing? Ah, okay, that's Rob. Oh, hello, Robin. Good to see you. Can you bring it closer to the screen? Lovely. Yes, yes. Excellent. See, you've got the feet well placed, so the bird is not the bird is not.
Miracle.
Yes, well, I know. Miracles happen. So, who else would like to show me what they're doing?
I'll show mine.
Okay, great. Excellent. Ah, it's Marianne. Hello, Marianne. Oh, yes, very nice.
I
Very
had trouble getting in, so, but I did.
excellent. Yes, beautiful. And you see, the bird has its body is facing one way and the head is turned the other way. It's so pretty. It's so coy. And that gives you energy. If the bird is facing all the same way, you know, the head, the body, the tail, it's not got a lot of energy in it. The minute the head turns or the tail turns, you have more energy. Okay, Suzanne, what did you do?
I did.
Excellent. Yes, that's very nice. It looks like a bird. It looks like
Sort of.
yeah, it does. It's lovely.
I think his tail is off somehow.
Ah, well done, Martin. Yes. Yes. Okay. What I'm seeing is your stroke for the shoulder went a little bit too far.
Yeah, too wet brush.
Aha. Right. Right.
Wet brush syndrome.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so that's me.
Oh dear.
This is Diana.
And oh, excellent. Yes, lovely. Very nice. I like the black you've put under the chin. That's very nice.
And then Jan.
But he's promised not to laugh.
She's very shy showing her paintings.
Excellent. Yeah, no, that's lovely. That's lovely. Oh, I see you've all graduated already. That's
So
very
you graduated. There you go. Gold star.
nice. That's right. Gold star for everybody. Anybody else want to show me what you've been doing? Masha, what about you?
Just next.
I didn't paint, sorry.
Okay. All right. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Early in the morning for me.
Ah, okay. Yes, Saturday morning, nice lie-in.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry
Yes.
about that.
And there you are. Ah, oh, that's nice. Yes. It's fluffy. Yes, very nice. You're still muted. So there we go.
The shoulder is a bit big. It's like a linebacker on a football field.
But the thing is that some birds are broader in the shoulder, just like people. And some of them have short tails and others have longer tails. There's sleeker bodies. They're all different. So you can say, this was a bird I saw in China. It's a local bird. Of course, it's right.
You're kind. You're kind.
Well, I'm good at finding excuses. Excellent. Okay. Anybody else? Philippa? And you're muted at the moment. I can't hear you. So,
Well, I've done 3, but none of them are that great.
oh no, they're lovely. Yes, they're lovely. Well, what I really wanted to make sure was that you all have your birds well seated and don't look like they're falling backwards off the branch. And you've all done that very well. You can do all sorts of different birds. You can put different colors in, but if the bird is not seated properly, it will look uncomfortable, and your viewers will feel uncomfortable. So I think you've all done nicely. Yes, Suzanne.
Is there a proportion between the size of the head and the size of the egg? Is it 2/3, 1/3? Because if you look at my bird, I think the head might look a bit big for the body.
It depends on the bird. You know, some birds have big heads. Some birds you don't see a round like that. You don't see a round. You see the beak and then a flat line going all the way down the head and down the back. Cardinals like that, even sparrows as well.
Mhm.
But the Chinese, they like the style that they've developed, which is that egg shape and the round head, and that's become their pattern.
Okay.
So, yeah, I get myself in a mess because I look at the anatomically correct things, and then my brain goes crazy because I'm not sure which I should be doing. And as my friends have said, do which one you feel comfortable with. And I just have to keep reminding myself of that. So remind yourselves of that too. Do what feels comfortable. I'm going to go back to share screen and show you some other possibilities here. Okay. Are you going to go down? Yeah, that's it. Off you go. There you go. Okay, so sorry, I lost that thought. So I'm going to show you chicks, because chicks, they look easy, and actually
Julie, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but could you
yes.
show on this bird or somewhere on the side, how would you do instead of the belly outlined, just one stroke or couple slides?
Right, because I'm right-handed, I'm going to show you that. Thank you, Masha, for keeping me on track. And I'm going to widen out a bit there. Okay. So again, the beak, the center line, that is your jaw line. If you think about your own mouth, you all know where your jaw is hinged. It's hinged at the back of your head. And it's the same thing with the bird. The reason you don't see it going all the way, gotta put that one in. So that is the skin. We're seeing the skin on the other side. That's the skin which actually covers a lot of the jaw, just as your cheek covers your jawline, your teeth. I mean, imagine if you were a skeleton, you would see all the way to the back of the jaw. But here's my other. Here we go. Here's the head. Now, if you were to draw a line continuing that circle, like that, you'll see that the jaw is inside the circle, because that's not the nose. The nostril actually is up here, but the mouth is back there. So your eye be like that. Okay, belly stroke. See, I get these thoughts, oh, I must tell them about this. And I get lost. So, okay. Okay. Let's see where we're going to go with this bird. So I can't really do the belly stroke without doing the rest of the bird. So here we have the shoulder, and we're going to be building the wing. You see how those slant down? And if you find that that doesn't go far enough, you can always add a bit more. So now that we can do the belly stroke, I'll put the tail in first, though. The masters will start anywhere they want with a bird. Professor Dew, I've seen him start at the tail of a horse instead of the head of the horse. You know, when they know the pattern, they could start anywhere. So I can use a little gray, or I can use a light brown. Still got the small brush. Okay, so here's that circle. So I'm aiming for the tail. Sorry, my brush keeps losing hair. So the center of the bird is here, right there. So it's goofy. It's a very goofy bird. So what? That's fine.
I have a quick question for single Sharon. What happens to me is I'm aiming for an egg, but because the paper bleeds, it becomes kind of a circle or some kind of squished egg. So do we have to account somehow for single Sharon when we do this type of stroke for the
Yeah.
um,
Yeah,
okay.
that's one of the reasons I demonstrated the outline here, because it tends to be easier because it doesn't bleed. I mean, mine has bled, and I could, try to fix it. Whenever you fix something, whenever I fix something, the problem is that you may make it more accurate, but you lose some of the chi, some of the energy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit like that. That it's still a very round bird. There's no doubt about it. What I could do, and I think that'll help, is just put a little bit of wing showing from the other side.
Virginia, when you have time, will you do some remedial leg and foot?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, good point.
Dan leaves his keys here.
I'm sorry, what? I didn't hear that. Yeah, that's dreadful. Try that one again. Yes, foot. I was trying to do the belly as well, so let's see. So there's the egg, and then this some of the painters, my teacher included, will not show any of the, what is it, the well, it's that. This usually has a bit of fluffy feathers on. So this is going to go this way. And if you're going to show any of the back of the foot, the other side, you're not going to be able to see that. In fact, pretty much you'll just see the toes. And of course, here be the tail.
Where I get scrambled up is in that second foot that you drew.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like there's a triangle and then another triangle when I try to break it down.
Uh-huh.
And so you do what I guess is if we're thinking of a hand, like the pinky is on top, or you know, if you
Oh, are you talking about the claws themselves?
yeah, the claws.
Yeah. Um, if you were
'Cause-
if you're painting in outline, you would be very precise.
okay,
But we're doing shi or paint the idea, so we don't need to be that precise. We can go, but making pauses, that shows the joints of the fingers.
oh, okay. Thank you.
And of course, you know it takes practice.
Ugh.
Yeah, I've been doing this for over half a century and I'm still practicing. And Professor Jew, who died at just under 90 years of age, said to me shortly before he died, "Oh, Virginia, I'm still learning." So we all need to embrace that. There is no end to learning. And your style may change, your technique may improve, but the important thing is just to keep trying. So if that one is there, let's do a belly like that. Then the other one could be like that, but it would be shorter because it's on the other side. So part of the leg is hidden. And of course, when the bird is flying, if you're seeing belly, you might just see a little bit coming out like that, or even just a couple of dots. That tells everybody, okay, that's where the foot is. But you see, I just put 2 toes on that one. I didn't put all the toes. We don't need the whole thing. Professor Jew used to laugh at me because I would get terribly wrought because I would say, yes, but where are the other toes? Or this doesn't make sense. When I would paint landscapes, I would want to fill in every little bit. And he'd say, no, Virginia, in China, it's very misty. So you leave the spaces open. And for instance, this bird, well, in fact, both of these birds, there's white here. There's white here. This is all white. If you fill it all in, then it becomes more Western. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just we're working with a particular style. So again, I'm going to do some chicks, because I like chicks. And I'm going to use the bigger brush. It may be a mistake. We'll see. So I've got grey on the brush really here. Chicks come in black, they come in yellow, they come in orange, whatever. So again, we're going to do that oval. And then we're going to do a circle. A little bit of wing, a little bit of tail, a little bit of beak, eye, and then I'm going to change back to the other brush because this is just getting too wet here. And I've got grey on the brush. And then, because I don't want it to look like it's wearing wellies, so that's one leg. Now it could have the other one lifted there. It could even have the other one here. So when you see the back, the further away leg on this side, that means that the bird is angled more like that. If I'd done it more on this side, it would be angled more the other way. Yeah, I think it was Masha asking about how do you compensate when you're working with single Schwan. It's difficult, and I think that the answer is not to get too hung up on being precise. Think of more impressionistic. Professor Jew, I remember him once saying, "Oh, no problem. If it's wrong, it's right." Because the thing is that, did you do it with energy? Did you do it with chi? And if you did, then it's lovely. See, I'm just doing one stroke for the beak there. I'm going to tighten in a bit.
Genius. So you don't change the brush to a detailed brush or happy dot brush for when you're doing the feet, do you?
I like a thin brush that doesn't have a lot of moisture on it, because otherwise, if you use the bigger brush and you've got too much moisture on the brush, it's going to go too thick.
Oh, this is for sure. But I would go even small. I was asking even smaller brush than what you're using now.
Even smaller than that? Yes, you could. I have so here are two different sizes. This is the one I've been using, but this one is slightly smaller. And I would, again, it doesn't really matter which one you use, as long as there is harmony between the brushes that you use. If you've used a really big brush and then you go to very fine, if I were doing a leaf, that's all harmonious. But if I did the leaf, let's see if I can do this. if I were doing the leaf, say in gray, like that, I would not switch to the smallest brush because that would be too weak size-wise. Because it's so wet, you can't really see it. But I would stay with this brush, or I would even stay with the biggest brush.
Thank you.
I can see when I look at old paintings that I've done, I can see where I may have gone back into the painting to make it more accurate. Oh, this is better, this is right. No, it's not necessarily right, because what I've done is I have gone back into a painting after the chi is finished. And that's why they say, do a painting in one breath. The breath is the chi. And if you've finished, if you've completed the chi, then no amount of going, well, look, yeah, you could make the beak better. Well, okay, it's accurate. You could even do a little like that. Yep, okay, it's fine. But I would hesitate to go into something that I'd done the previous day, for instance. If I've just finished it, I might go, oh, well, it needs a little bit more of whatever, and do it then. But I would say enjoy the painting that you've created, because you've created it with your own energy, and that's what shows is the chi. All right, let's see how folks are doing. Nope, wrong button. That's the one I need. Where are you? There you are. Okay, so how are we doing? Okay, Kathy, can you bring it closer to the screen?
Well, actually, they look better from afar. All my paintings look better from afar. I had the last two little black chicks.
Yeah. Hold it up a bit. Oh, look, they're lovely. Yes, very
They
nice.
have such big feet, which I like that about chicks.
Yes, exactly. If anything, my feet are a little too polite. Yours are nice, honking big feet. I like it. Yes. Anybody else who'd like to show me what you've been doing? Yeah, you're doing great, Suzanne. Yes, lovely. And I like you use brown for the bodies, and I like that. Yeah, excellent. Oh, I see some more. Martin, yes. Are these yours?
Yes, they're mine. Sorry, didn't mean to shout. Yes.
Lovely, lovely. Yes, very nice. Ooh, I am so pleased to see you, all of you, doing such nice chicks.
This is Diana.
Is Diana? Okay, yes, lovely. Lovely. Yeah. And Jan?
Pulling her hair out. Don't show you my.
Well, you got to start somewhere. Yeah,
That's as far as it's got now.
there you are. Lovely. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you could make your feet bigger, Jan.
Bigger feet, okay.
I've
Yes.
not done this before, so
Yeah. You know how it is with babies. The head always looks so big on a human baby. And that's
Yes.
because the skull is not going to grow much. With birds, baby birds, the heads will be big and the feet will be big as well.
Ah, thank you.
there we go. Thank you, Virginia.
You're welcome. Anybody else want to show me what you've been doing? Come on, Anne, what have you been doing? Oh, wasn't that sweet? That's lovely. That's perfect. Yes. Very nice. Anybody else?
Here's mine.
Can you bring it closer to the screen? That's it. Oh, nice. Yes, and you've done yours a bit bigger, which is lovely. Yeah. Yeah. Those would look nice on a Christmas card. Yeah. Lovely. Anybody else? Okay, so
Coming, so Easter card.
Easter, that's right. You're
Oh,
right.
that's cute.
Chicks for Easter. Yeah. Yeah. I was looking at them and thinking English robin when I saw them, and Christmas cards often have the English robin on. So, okay, how are we doing? Please tell me where are you feeling puzzled? Oh, good. Nobody's feeling puzzled.
I'm the only one not painting and feeling puzzled. So I have another question, if I may.
Yes.
For the body, for the cheeks, when you did it like with 1 or 2 strokes, do you do gradation in ink tone or not?
I wouldn't bother with chicks. It's a very quick, easy, one oval, one circle, and then little flips for the wings and a flip for the little bit of tail. That's what I find absolutely delightful about the chicks is that you don't have to be gradations and that sort of thing. It just, if it comes out gradation, that's very nice. If it doesn't, it's still a chick.
Yes, of course we have blankets.
Oh, nice, Robin. Yes. And so you see, you've got one.
I didn't do any wings.
No, well, there's not much wing that shows when they're little like that. You can just do a little flip, basically. That
Oh, okay.
see that the little flip. That's all I did.
Okay, thanks.
And in terms of composition, you don't put typically one chick, right? It's 2 or more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
So if each of them separately is of different gradation, then it's good, probably.
Yeah, and you could do some in brown, some in orange, some in
Oh,
black.
okay.
You could mix them. Yeah, yeah,
So it's okay to mix the colors of each chick on the.
yeah, yeah. I go to our local tractor supply because in the spring they sell live chicks, and so I look at the chicks, and some of them are baby ducks, and some of them are baby chickens, and some of them are black, and some of them are yellow, and some of them are striped, and it gives me ideas, and it again, I'm not trying to be accurate, but I'm getting a sense of those little things running around, going cheep, 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 and sitting on each other's heads. That's the other thing about chicks is you want to have them in a nice big group. I'm just trying to see if I've got any over here. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you see, they're grouped. There's 2 or 3 together, one hiding behind the bamboo, and some of them, they may not come out particularly accurately. Again, don't worry about that. What you've done is you've expressed your chi. If you go, oh, I've ruined it, and then you try to, get it to work right, no, turn it into a rock. If you think, oh, that's really bad, if it's a monk walking along the path in the mountain and it's really a bad figure, turn it into a rock, make it into a waterfall, whatever. It's your painting. You can do what you like. So, what would you like me to do next? I see it's 11:45, and we can continue on. What would you like me to do?
Flying.
Flying. Okay.
I
Yeah.
was about to say that as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Spread your wings.
When Martin said wing, I remembered the bird is on the wing. How absurd. The wing is on the bird.
That's right. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Need that one. Okay. Oh, I'm getting good at this. Whew. Get you off there. Come on. You've got to go away. That's it. Go away. Go away. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to again do a fairly classic bird. The bird is on the wing. It can be a bird that's diving. It could be a bird that's hovering. There's all sorts of different possibilities. But what I'm going to do is try to do something that's simple. I tend to get too complicated. So let's see. I won't have any brush left soon. They're all coming out. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm doing the brown. It's a little bit more opaque than I would like it to be, because it doesn't play very well with the black. But colors seem to be changing and paper is changing. You know, I sound like an old lady saying, "Oh, in my day they were so much better." Well, maybe. Okay, so now I'm adding a bit of gray to that brown, and I'm going to dab the excess moisture off. There's the head. Then, okay, so there's your circle. So then your egg is going to be here, shoulders. So the first thing that's happening is going to have a little bit of back. Now, what I've done there, these little dots or points, there is always a little bit of fluffy feather on the inside of the wing, right there. You can do it like that, or you can also just a little bit to show that's what is there. It doesn't really matter, you know, it's local bird. And then you can do it outline each feather. I find it easier and less busy to do them like this. Now the first group of feathers are all coming here. These are the long, I think they're called the flight feathers. Then here, these are all going to come out in a fan, and this is their center. So you could start off at the center and work your way around, or so that's a wing fully open, and you can just emphasize the tips if you want to, just like that. So I'll pause a bit so that you can have a go at that. Now, thinking about that egg, let's see if this will work underneath it. Okay, that's a very round egg. I wouldn't make it quite that round. The tail, so you see where the tail would come out. It would come out fairly close to the outer edge of the wing there, like that. Because when a bird is flying, it's extending itself, so it won't come down so far. The belly is not relaxed. So what I do is I imagine it's going to come up here. Okay. Let's have a go with that. I'm working with a small brush, I see. No, that brush is just too small. I'm going to try the larger brush for the belly. And it's going to run, and we expect that to happen. So I'm just going to extend this a little bit. That's the rump. And I'm going back to the smaller brush. And so the legs will come out here. So we still need a wing up here. So this wing can come down here. It could go up here, but I rather like it coming down. So it's going to be ending there. So and you could add another feather on like that. So you'll notice I did not fill this.
Just wanted there.
Pardon? See, this is white. I did not fill that in because the feathers that are right under the wing, which is when the wing is closed, they're going to be soft and fluffy.
Virginia, do you have any hints on the size of the wings? When I do two wings on a bird, I tend to get one too big, too much bigger than the other one.
Okay, let me give you the rationale. The bird is in motion, and the feathers on one side will be different from the other side. So I would say don't at all worry about whether they don't match. I mean, I'm looking at this and I think I used the thinner brush on those and I used the thicker brush on that. Maybe not such a good idea. It would have been better to use the same brush. At this point, I can't remember which brush I used, but what I'm going to do is just fill that in a bit. Ah, I got it. So, yeah, I would not worry about that. Some teachers will do a big stroke there. Other birds, they have more of a round wing so that you won't see long flight feathers. You'll see a few, they'll certainly be longer than these, but the wing itself will be more round.
I really like that second wing.
This one here?
Yes, I think that goes so well with it.
Yeah, that's more fun, I think, than doing the individual feathers on the underside. And I think that, I mean, I may be being a little bit too precious with that because I'm trying to show you the way it is. But I'm going to do a swallow now. Oops. So you see that's much looser because you're seeing the top of the bird, so you're not seeing individual feathers. But is the wing actually going to be that long? No, probably not. But what it's got is flight. This is what I'm showing you is flight. And you could put a little bit of foot in here, but you don't have to. Chinese tend to like to put the feet in like that. I'm of two minds on that. I'm just going to continue doing some birds in flight. I'm going to do them in black ink. See, what I'm painting now is movement. I'm switching brushes so I can do the beak and eye. So I'm seeing it's a bit thin here. So I'm just going to go back in here and add a bit more back. I had fun with this one. I really had fun with that. And I think that's where the point we need to reach is okay, I've learned it all. Now let's have fun. All right. How are you doing? Uh-oh. I see some heads shaking there. I have to tell you, I've got pages and pages of practice. Don't imagine that these just, fall out of the brush. They don't. And particularly if I'm working out, new angles, the which way are the wings going and which way is the head turning and that sort of thing. I practice it over and over again. So,
But you have a model to follow, right?
no. I mean, the model I have is in my head. Where are all those? Here they are. These are Professor Jew's models from about 30 years ago. I think I dug them out. He actually did not do any flying birds in this series, I don't think.
So for someone who's never done birds before and doesn't have the anatomy of a bird in their head.
Yeah. What I can do is I can email you, or I'll scan in Professor Jew's paintings, and so that you all have something to work from. And what you can do is print them out and then put them under your paper.
Right.
That's always a good way to do it.
I have a canoe that.
It's lovely. I like it. Yes.
No, he's horrible. But these guys turned out a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you were thinking of flight rather than I've got to get all these damn feathers in.
Right.
What I found, and I probably still make that mistake, is that the when the bird is on the side, like this one,
Yeah.
the tail, there's not a lot of tail that shows.
Mm.
So the egg, here's the here's the egg,
Right.
and then just a little bit of tail.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise it starts looking like a canoe, as you said. Yes, and we don't want canoes.
No.
I've had lots of canoes. Yeah, this is a point I really want to make to all of you is we all get there by practicing. I mean, Professor Jew would, and I quote him a lot, he would say, nobody is born as an artist. They are not born artists. They learn to be artists. Now, of course, some artists have a sense,
Right.
hand-eye coordination, and so they learn quicker. But nobody, they don't come out of the womb going, give me a brush. Just doesn't work that way. So, if you're enjoying practicing, then what else matters? If you're having fun, this is why we're doing it. That's why I'm teaching it to you, so you can have fun. And I also put on music, and I will sashay around my studio to the music because I love to dance, and also because when you dance, you're loosening up, you're wriggling your shoulders, you're painting with your whole body, and that's what you need to do. If you want, put on a pair of rubber gloves and stick your fingers in the ink, and then just finger paint, because you'll be thinking about having fun rather than it's got to look a particular way because I'm learning to be a Chinese brush artist. Yeah, don't worry about that. That's not important. What's important is that you're enjoying yourselves.
Virginia, do you still paint to Elvis, listening to Elvis?
I do,
I
yeah.
remember you saying that years ago.
Oh, yes, absolutely. A hunker burning love. Yeah. And in the evening, if it's time, I'm winding down, it's 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, then I'll put on Mendelssohn or Chopin or something like that, something that's calmer, and the strokes will come out differently.
Do you still sing?
I do, yes. And this year, the spring concert is Gilbert and Sullivan music.
Wow.
Oh, I am in heaven. I've performed in all of them, both in England and over here. And of course, I'm singing along. I know all the words. I don't have to work. I don't have to rehearse at all. But of course, I want to because I get to sing. Yeah.
Hmm.
When we went to China, the Chinese would present us with things, and sometimes the Chinese opera singers would sing to us, and then they would say to Professor Jew, so, somebody perform from your group. And Virginia would come up and sing Danny Boy. And it was lovely. It was such fun. And it was me showing that the Westerners could do this too.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, Virginia, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your talent and your time. I mean, and it's really helpful to focus on one element.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. That's and there are so many other birds and different poses, and there's cranes and all of that sort of thing as well. But they all start with the beginning, that egg and that circle, and so just keep going with that, and bit by bit you'll get better and paint more, which is what we want to do. So anyway, this was fun for me. From time to time, I do a Zoom like this for friends, and you're all friends. And so if there are subjects that you particularly want to study, let me know, because if I can paint them, I will. Don't ask me to paint architecture. I'm not good at architecture. And tigers, sorry, no. But, birds, flowers, landscapes, do that, rocks, whatever. Just let me know what you'd like to work on, and then give me a few weeks to practice.
It's nice to know that you need to practice as much as we do.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised how, it's Suzanne was asking me if I still sing. Yes, I still sing, and I still practice, because particularly those of us who are reaching this age, we have to keep practicing in order to keep the vocal cords going. If we're dancing, we've got to keep doing those dance exercises, and we've got to keep doing the exercises with the brush as well, because we can forget it so easily.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, there's no easy way. It's all practice, but have fun with the practice. So let me know if there are other subjects you'd like to do. And, from time to time, I'll send you an email and say, come on, let's have a go.
Lovely idea. Thank you.
My pleasure. And thank you for joining me. And I will send you all, I think I've got your emails, most of you. If Philippa, I don't think I've got your email.
You must have some way, because I sent you frogs last time we painted and you responded.
Right. Okay. So I do. Okay. All right. So I think I've got everything. Everybody.
Anne's got it anyway.
I'm sorry, say again. Yes, Anne, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, and Martin, you'll get in touch with Diane and Jan for me.
Yeah, I can pass it on to them. Yes, whatever you send me, I can pass on to them.
Great. Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you. It was wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Virginia.
I'll think of you
Thank you,
every time I
Virginia.
practice.
Thank you very much.
It's worth doing, hearing your thanks and seeing you blow me kisses.
Thank you for giving up your
You're
time.
awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.